Yo, what up? Welcome to Mo Boxing No Problem. I'm Jose Maris Jr., and I got my co host Kayla Martinez from Ringside with Kayla. And we got a special guest today to interview. We got the Perla Bazaldua. How's it going, Perla?
Everything good, wrapping up camp fights next week. So yeah, everything's good.
Super close to fight date. And Perla, thank you for making the time to come back on. A lot has happened since the last time we had you. We interviewed you when you were still an amateur. So
Yes.
now that you're a pro, I do want to ask you about your pro debut. So you debuted back in December
Hmm.
2024. It was on a 360 Promotions card at the Shumash Casino in Santa Ynez.
Yes.
What were your emotions heading into your pro debut? Were there any nerves?
Luckily, there weren't any nerves. Like I was surprised myself because I know it was my pro debut. It's like it's transitioning into the amateurs from the amateurs, but luckily I was just excited. I was waiting for the nerves to hit though. Like when I was wrapping my hands up, I was like, I'm not nervous. Now something's up. I don't know what's up, but luckily I didn't get any nerves. One of my coaches, Estrita, said like it has a lot to do with like my amateurs since like I've been in a lot of tournaments, a lot of nationals, and there's like big stages. It helped me a lot too. But yeah, like luckily I was just excited, happy, ready to go.
That's awesome. And it showed out on that performance. You got the
Yeah, of
knockout.
course.
And in March 2025, you signed a long-term promotional agreement with Top Rank, being only the third female boxer to sign with them. Could you go into detail about how that deal came to be and why you signed with them?
Um, so how that deal came to be is one of my managers, George Reese, he actually manages Michaela. And I've been knowing him since like 2019. Like we've been knowing each other, no, like 2021, 2022. And he's always been interested. He's always shown support, and Manny too. You know, I've always gotten that support from them. And ever since like I had the mindset of going pro, I told them, and Top Rank was one of my dreams. A lot of females don't get signed. They're one of the most um promotional companies, like one of the most well known. They manage their fighters good. Everything that they have as a promotional company is perfect in my opinion. And so once I signed with George and Manny as my managers, George brought me that they were in the talks with Top Rank, and I was just praying every day. I told my dad, I told my brothers, I'm like, I'm gonna pray, hopefully. And then as soon as I got the call that I did get that, I remember I just ran into my brother's room. I jumped in the bed, and then I was just happy. So it's a big honor. It's one of my dreams, and it's just it motivates me every camp. I gotta show out and show them like why they picked me. And yeah.
And Perla, you're the youngest woman to ever sign with Top Rank at just 19 years old. What does that milestone mean to you and your team?
I mean, it means a lot. It shows that I'm ready for the pros, even at my age. I have the mindset, I have the skills, and the maturity as a professional boxer. And it means a lot because I'm still at that age where I keep learning, I keep growing. I never stop learning, I never stop growing. And signing at that age just shows like how much work I've put in throughout the years. It just shows how much I'm in the sport, how much I've sacrificed, and it just shows everything I've worked for. And it means a lot.
And as being the youngest, performing on such a massive platform such as Top Rank, does that give you any pressure? Does that motivate you more?
I think it motivates me more for sure. Like I do sometimes feel the pressure, but I try not to get into my head about it. You know, like how my coaches say, I don't have to impress anybody. I have to impress myself. I have to put myself in a standard, and it just motivates me. Honestly, every camp, I know what I have to do. I know I have to show out, and just not pressure things, like not force things. Everything will come naturally as long as I put in the work.
Great. And but let's fast forward to your top rank debut, which happened in May at the Pachanga Arena in San Diego. It was on the Vaquero Navarrete Charlie Suarez undercard. What was that experience like for you? From the promo work leading up to the fight to the actual fight night.
It was one of like the most unforgettable experiences for sure. the amount of promos, the amount of support from the top ranked team, the amount of media exposure, and everything that led up to the fight, even after the fight, it's just I was really overwhelmed with the emotional and support of people. Like I'm just forever humbled by that experience. Like that is one of my most unforgettable experiences as a professional boxer so far. And I know I've just started, but it's just one of the biggest blessings, showing the support from my team, from Top Rank, from all the people. And it's just like it's a pinch me moment, like damn, like I'm really here, I'm really in the spotlight, and I'm super blessed, super humbled, and I was just happy, filled with emotion.
Absolutely. We're gonna come here from your brother, Christek Bazaldua. Shout out to Christek. We're looking forward to that. Your next fight date. He says,
Yes.
since 8, 9 years old, a long time ago. So you've been doing this for such a long time, Perla.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Ever since we were little, we would always spar each other too. We'd get mad at each other and stuff. So yeah, it's been a long process, but for sure it's been paid off little by little.
And at your last fight, El Vaquero Navarrete, he passed on his nickname to you, calling you La Vaquerita. How does it feel to have that respect from him?
I mean, it feels a lot, especially as a top boxer like that, also Mexican. It means a lot. Now I know I have to fill in the spot, because he's been such a good boxer. Now it's my turn to show everyone of why Top Rank picked me, why he respects me, and it means a lot. It's an amazing support from him, and no having that support from a world champion is everything.
Absolutely. And Perla, how has training been for your upcoming fight? I think I've seen either photos or videos of you with Misuki and Lupita Medina training together.
Yeah, it's been great. A lot of things that I've noticed in this camp is the amount of women that have been in the gym for sure. There's Mizuki, there's Lupita, there's other boxers that I train with. Like there's Makaya, there was this Argentinian champ, Nazarena, and it's like our sparring start at 9, and it's just a lot of women there. Like if you need to go to get some women sparring in, Knockouts is the place to be. And in this camp, it's been amazing, like having a lot of women there, you know everybody pushing each other, everybody, just showing up, pushing everybody and everything. It's been great. And especially in this camp, it's my third fight, so I know I have to every fight has to be better. And in camp we tweaked some stuff, we worked on stuff. I got to keep growing, got to keep learning. And yeah, it's gonna be a better and better performance every time.
That's awesome to hear, especially because I know it wasn't always like that, where you were able to get good women sparring, and now
Yeah.
you can get it, at your gym. You don't have to travel for it. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, and it's crazy. Like the women, like their talents, their everything that they do in the gym. It's like it's amazing. It's mesmerizing because it pushes you to be better. And for sure, it's really humbling.
Yeah.
And you have a pretty solid team in your corner. Who would you say are the key people in your corner when it comes to the coaching, your nutrition team, and your recovery?
So for my team, I have Manny Robles. I have Manny Robles Jr. He's a third actually, but we call him Manny Jr. Estrellita, my strength and conditioning coach, Matias, and of course my dad. He's always there. He's always there, and every time I work out, every time I spar, he's always there. Like if you see me train, you're gonna see my dad. So huge shout out to my dad too. And and they're just overall a good team. Also, my meal preps, champ meal preps. His name's Ricardo. He helps me out every time. Make sure I'm on weight. Make sure my nutrition is good. And yeah, I mean, I do believe I have a pretty solid team. If I need anything, I could count on them. Like if my conditioning, my footworks, like every little detail is make sure to in check. And yeah, like I believe I do have a solid team, and they always make me better every fight. They make me better, and yeah, without them, this wouldn't be possible. And of course, my other manager, George Reese.
Very solid team.
Yes, very
Uh, Comment here from Sporting Student says, "What up, champs?"
solid.
He says, "Coach O."
Oh, Coach.
Salute to Coach O, and then he says, "Salute to my boy Christek,
Oh
who's
yeah,
here in
because
the chat."
yeah, Coach O trains my brother Christek.
There you go. That's the
Yeah.
connection there.
Mm-hmm.
And Perla, I want to talk a little bit more about your nutrition and go into more details on your meal preps. How has that been working in your career? Like, how important has that been, especially with champ meal preps in your corner?
I mean, it's been pretty good. Like I also had help with another nutritionist. His name's Alejandro. He's from Argentina, and my strength and conditioning coach connected me with him. And they just make sure I'm at the level where I don't need to sacrifice so much of my nutrition in order to stay healthy, stay in weight and stuff. Like it's little key details that I would have to change in order to make myself better, and that has happened. Like I could see it in my sparrings, I could see it in my conditioning, I could see it like in my recovery too. And I think everybody does need a solid team of nutritionists and when it comes to your nutrition, because it's a very very important aspect, especially as boxers where we have to lose weight and we have to recover the next day. They make sure to give us the most important meals, most important details to fuel us up and be better. And yeah, I just think that it's really important, and they've made it way easier in my weight cuts. They've made it way better for me how to feel during my camps. Yeah.
That's huge. And then we got the Crispin Basaldua here. Says, first few years she just spar only boys, hard to find any girls. Now we have a lot everywhere.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially when I
Exactly.
was starting out, it would just be boys, my brothers, anything. And now you just walk in the gym early in the morning, you just see world champions, top prospects. It's just a great, 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 great thing.
Amazing to see.
Hmm.
And then Sports and Student says, "Where's the sombrero, vaquerita?"
My sombrero is in storage right now. He it's I keep it in a good place, in a safe place, because they're really important to me, and they're quite pricey. So, but
It's
I'll
coming
for
out August
sure,
2nd.
yeah, you'll for sure see it in fight week. Of course, it's it's the key detail to everything. It's a must have in my fight weeks. Hmm.
And you have your upcoming fight August 2nd. What can fans expect to see from you on fight night?
And fireworks. I mean, I know my opponent will go out there, show out. Of course, I will do everything, and every time you're gonna see me step in the ring, you're just gonna see a better and improved boxer, and that's what you're gonna see. August 2nd, better than my last performance, stronger, and it's gonna be fireworks. I'm not the type to just win rounds by just running around. No, I'm gonna put on a show, and yeah, it's just gonna be great.
And speaking of your next fight, Perla, what can you tell us about your upcoming opponent? Have you seen much video on her?
So with my opponents, there's been I had a set opponent and I was preparing for her, but I think she had an injury, so right now we're looking to get another opponent. I think we might have another opponent in check already, like make sure, but we're still not 100% sure. But either way, with the opponent, like I know I have the skills to adapt, and you know, I have a great corner, and we're just gonna adapt and go out there to do what we do best, and that's to win, to show out, and show the crowd why I'm here, why I'm in the pro stable.
Well said.
Hmm.
And do you think it's possible that we'll see you fight one more time in 2025?
I believe so. I do want to get like one more fight in or two more fights in. We're barely in August, hopefully in October, hopefully in December. So yeah, that's the plan. Like I want to be active, want to stay active, and just keep improving and moving up the ranks.
And then you grew up in South Central. How that shaped you as a fighter and influenced your mentality in the ring?
I feel like it's made me more humble, more grounded for sure, and more disciplined. 100% sure, because I'm South Central is not the best neighborhood to be around. It's not the best neighborhood to grow up with, and there's a lot of there's a lot of crime, there's a lot of activities that, as a boxer and as a person overall, you don't want to be involved with. And I feel like it just showed me like how one bad decision could like ruin my life for sure. It showed me how one misstep, one bad decision, it could just it'll be bad for me as a person and as a boxer. And I feel like seeing that and knowing that, I'm making good in my life, it's humbled me. And also my family, like growing up, it's not been easy for us at all. It's been a hard road for sure. And it's we stick together. So growing up, being in this neighborhood as a family, as a Mexican family, it's just kept you humble. you know you don't need much to like you don't need much as a person, you don't need much as a boxer. So yeah, I just feel like it's made me a better disciplined boxer, because you have to stay in check. You have to, tell yourself, you can't do this, you can't do that, especially in this neighborhood, because there's been just bad decisions all over you, and the decisions you choose that will make you better, it just helps you out in life too.
100%.
And lastly, do you have any message to any of your fans and supporters?
Oh, a huge shout out to all my supporters, all my fans. They're also a motivation in my camps. I have to show out for them. I have to show out for all my family, for all my friends, and like everything I do will be for my raza. For my people. And every time you're gonna see me step out and show out, especially for all my fans.
A few more comments here to wrap up. Kristek says, best female boxer in the world. Absolutely. And Crispina Soldúa says, gracias a toda la gente del gym por su apoyo incondicional, todos los compañeros de entrenamiento y todos los niños amateur y padres y en general a toda la gente hermosa de todo el país en México. So just to translate, he just basically says thanks to everyone at the gym for their unconditional support. Everyone that's in the business, all the amateur kids and parents, and in general, just the beautiful people of this state and Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And
couldn't said it any better.
And then El Garaje says saludos. Says second time going out to watch Perla, the second coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Perla, we got your Instagram handle here at Bazaldua_Perla. Are there any other social media you want to shout out?
No, I feel like just my Instagram. I'm mostly on my Instagram. That's the one where you can see all my videos leading up to the fight, all my camps, all my photos I'll post on fight week. So yeah, make sure to follow me on Instagram to to be updated.
Everyone give her a follow. Perfect time to follow the future world champion, and you get to see her back in action August 2nd. You don't want to miss that. And Perla, again, thank you so much for your time. It's great to talk some more boxing with you, and we wish you nothing but the best.
No, thank you guys for having me. It's such a pleasure to always chat with you guys.
Anytime. All right, take care, Perla.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Thank you.